Hey YouTube, it's me again. Made a little bit of progress on the bike. Got the front engine mount made. These C-clamps are just holding this bar on right now for testing out foot pegs. Jack shaft is really no different than it was last time. I'm going to be picking up a new sprocket this week to replace this one so I can actually weld it and fix it. I think I'm going to be shaving off this bit of metal here. Pretty much where you can see that line drawn. Just to give me a little more clearance on the chain there. I'm also going to suck this driven pulley in closer to the frame a bit more. Keep in mind this is just sitting here. This little piece that's sticking out. It's just a temporary spacer for the pill block. Yeah, I want to suck this in a little bit closer so it's not sticking out as far. Then I can chop this shaft down a little bit more, and then it'll suck my driver pulley a little closer into the engine, making it so I don't have to have these pegs as long. But yeah, you can see if I rotate this, it turns the chain, turns the wheel. That's basically how that's going to work. Show you the rear mount. Pretty crude, but does the trick. Just the 4 bolts that pick up in there. Pick up this 90-degree bracket, going to another 90-degree down, and then I have a plate just going straight across with some bolts and drilled and tapped on the bottom. I need to get shorter bolts, either that or I'm going to put some locking nuts on there just to make sure it doesn't come loose. Sorry about the welds. In between that though, I wanted some kind of cushion, so I found a bunch of this thick rubber. So I mean, I got enough that if I got to replace it a few times, it's okay. I just drilled 2 holes through it, and that is going in between the plate here and the lower plate, just to give me a little bit of vibration dampener. This pill block I got to flip the other way so I can have the grease fitting up top. Just trying to think of what else here. Sorry, I'm like half asleep. It's like 3 in the morning right now after working. I still got to figure out an alternator. Or I figured out what I want to do. I just got to get my hands on one, just a little John Deere Yanmar alternator. Still got to figure out battery box and air filter and fuel lines and all that fun. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting rid of the foot brake and just running 2 hand lever brakes, because there's no need for a clutch on this bike considering there's not a standard transmission. It'll be automatic. Exhaust I've been trying to figure out too. I'm not sure if I want to come down here, and then I thought about cutting a hole in this engine plate and running the exhaust down through it, but I'm not sure how that's going to work with giving me enough space for the rad to sit here. So we'll see. Other thought I had was coming out 90 degrees, wrapping down here, but then we're kind of getting close to my fuel shutoff solenoid, and I don't want to melt that or burn it out. And we're also digging into, eventually I got to make a cover for this CVT, so it's going to be kind of tricky. Plus my leg is going to be sitting right about here, so I'd rather not have the exhaust there. I'd love to be able to just run the exhaust down here, underneath, and then out somewhere. That's the pipe that was originally on the gas engine. Looks kind of shitty, so I don't know if I'm going to use that. But yeah, and then I still got to make a throttle linkage to tie up to the hand throttle. I figured out the wiring for the fuel shutoff switch, so when that time comes, that'll be all right. Also noticed this has got a reserve on the tank. I thought that was kind of cool. Although I don't know how that would work being a diesel. Being that I'm going to have to basically prime the pump every time I want to switch to reserve if I run out of fuel. But I don't expect to be running out of fuel. I mean, the other guy that I'm going off of his build had a single cylinder, 10 horse Yanmar, air cooled, and he was getting 148 miles to the gallon. So I'm not too worried about running out of fuel. Yeah, that's where I'm at now. Give the video a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so. Bunch more to come. Thanks.